Many of us are still trying to figure out exactly what's going on with TikTok. It's new and trendy and kind of unpredictable. It also seems like there might just be a little sprinkle of magic going into getting videos to go viral on TikTok. So in today's video, I am going to analyze my own viral TikToks, or the few videos that I've made that have seemed to blow up and get on the For You page, and try to find out what the common themes are, what's going into these videos that makes them pop off the way they do, and if we can use these examples to figure out a formula for going viral on TikTok in 2020. So keep on watching. Hey, I'm Katie and welcome to my channel. Here on YouTube, I love to share my best tips about social media marketing and content creation. I'm also the founder of a social media marketing agency that provides podcasting, YouTube editing, and Instagram strategy services for creators and creative entrepreneurs. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to my website, katiesteckly.com. But make sure you also hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. I upload twice a week and I wouldn't want you to miss one. So to start off with a disclaimer, I am by no means TikTok famous. But I think because of that, my profile actually serves as a really good example and starting point to look at, because it's way more realistic for those of you who are watching to maybe find some strategies that could work for you to get your TikTok videos in front of more people. Because it means that whatever I'm doing doesn't require you to have a lot of followers to make it work. When I started my TikTok account, I did have my following on YouTube and Instagram, but I didn't really tell anybody that I was starting a TikTok because I kind of wanted to see how things would grow organically. And the fact is, trying to get somebody who's on Instagram to leave Instagram and go to TikTok, and the same goes with YouTube, is very difficult. So it's much more effective just to grow your audience organically on the app where you're trying to grow it. So that being said, I started off with 0 followers, just like anybody else. And over the course of, I think it's been about 6 months now, I've grown to 1,200 followers, which is nothing crazy, but I do feel like it is a good accomplishment considering the timeline and how much effort I've put into it. Most of my following has been the result of about 3 viral-ish videos that have done really well on my account. So all of that information being said, let's dive in and look at my viral TikToks and see what's going on with them. All right, so let's open up TikTok and have a look at my profile, shall we? I'm gonna scroll back to the very beginning so we can kind of follow this journey in chronological order. My very first few TikToks were just experimenting with trying out memes and trends that I was seeing, and none of them did super well, though you can see already my second and third videos got 1,600, 2,300 views, and at that time I would have had like 12 or 13 followers. So that in itself tells you the amazing discoverability that exists on TikTok. Followers really don't matter that much actually in terms of what your potential reach is. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 followers or 1,000,000 followers, you could still get your videos on the For You page. Moving along, we have my first and my biggest to date viral TikTok, and that was a little tip video on how to get rid of your double chin when you're taking photos for Instagram. So let's watch it. How to not have a double chin in photos. Stick your chin forward like you're a turtle coming out of your shell. Hold your breath and suck in your neck. Think about lifting your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Put your shoulders down and back. So anyway, that's the video. Very basic. I definitely didn't think that this had viral content potential, but I feel like that's the kind of thing that happens on TikTok. You have an idea, you execute on it, and then every once in a while, it just happens to do really well. This video got 639,000 views, and it has 25,000 likes and 143 comments. So considering at the time I probably had about like 50 followers when I posted this, it's crazy that I was able to get this video in front of so many people. One of the reasons why I think this video might have done well is because it had really good duet potential. So it's instructions, it's very visual, it's something that people who are watching it might like to try to see if they can replicate it. So I did have several people using this audio or actually doing a duet of my video where they show themselves following the steps. That kind of interactivity really does well on TikTok, and when you have that kind of engagement, I think that it helps in the TikTok algorithm to get it on more people's For You pages. When we're talking about the TikTok algorithm or really any other algorithm, it's always guesswork. We don't know for sure what code is in this app deciding what videos we see and don't see, but we do know that there is AI and an algorithm involved, and so we can only make guesses based on what we think the company TikTok's priorities are and what content sort of works well with that. So my guess is that a video that gets more engagement is something that they would want to show to more people. So I think if your TikTok is the kind of thing that people feel like they want to duet, that is going to be helpful in terms of getting it to go more viral. So I think with this example, the real lesson and the real takeaway is that having some kind of interactivity, whether it's inviting people to duet or react to your video, that's going to give you a much better chance at showing up on more people's For You pages. The other advantage of this video is that it has wide appeal. It's the kind of video that anybody can relate to. It's not super niche. There's lots of people that have double chins, like the majority of people, and lots of people want to take photos. So this kind of video would appeal to a wide range of people, which helps in its virality. All right, so that's a really good example. Let's keep looking and see what else we can learn from my TikToks. The one that I posted immediately after this one was on a similar vein, and it was sitting poses to try in your Instagram pics. So let's take a look at this one. It was obviously a lot smaller. I'm probably not going to include the actual music, otherwise this video will get content ID, but you can go check out my TikTok to know what song was really playing during that. This video got 21,000 views and 900 likes. That's pretty good. Like, for me, I would consider that viral. Anything that has more views and more likes than your actual follower count had to have gone on the For You page somewhere to somebody, otherwise you wouldn't have those views and likes. So again, I think that this one had the wide appeal. It was really quick, gave people ideas, kind of fun. So I think because it has a little bit less of that interactivity, I didn't have anybody duetting it and trying these. That didn't lend itself as well to becoming viral. But again, it was sort of a follow-up. So for the people that followed me for the double chin video, you know, they might have enjoyed another posing tips video. Moving along, we see a lot more that are kind of in the several hundred views area. You know, there's a couple here and there with a few thousand, but nothing crazy. And then we come up to my next big hit, which has 78,000 views. Let's take a look. High School Sweethearts chat. Again, you can go check out my TikTok for the real audio. This one I think was successful because it plays off a really common trend and theme, which is blah, 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 check. It's a very common thing. If you've been on TikTok at all, you'd have seen it. I think there's success in that trend because of its relatability. So immediately, as soon as you see this video, you know who this person is, what their qualities are, and you can determine, is this something that I feel I connect to? For whatever reason, I get a lot of videos on my TikTok For You page that are like, hey man, hippie check, and it's always people living in vans, but I don't really have that lifestyle, but I enjoy seeing those videos, so I like them. That's probably why they keep coming back. So the point is, this is a very well-known format. People who use TikTok a lot, as soon as they hear that at the beginning of a video, they know what to expect. Another thing that was going on at the time when I posted this video is there was a big trend of people sharing photos of their relationship over the years. I don't know who started it or why it started, but all I know is I was seeing a lot of videos of people posting photos of them and their partner from like high school. But I hadn't seen anybody do the actual High School Sweethearts check thing. It was usually just photos along with some kind of music. So I was like, I'm gonna make one. So I think part of the success of this video is that it's immediately recognizable. People understand the format, and High School Sweethearts, that's a concept everybody can understand, so they know what they're getting into. Honestly, I think another big part of why this did so well is because it is a little bit eye-catching. Once you start looking at the old photos, you can tell, you know, my partner, Dan, does not have the typical hairdo, so that kind of catches people's eyes. Like, I really do think that Dan's fro is part of my TikTok success. It's true. But in general on TikTok, you have a very short amount of time to catch people's attention. So if you have something interesting, have something eye-catching, that is gonna help you get people to watch the entire video, which I can only imagine contribute to its success in the algorithm. Another thing people love on the internet in general is transformations, like before and after photos always do really well. So I think the fact that we had this chronological transformation and we do look somewhat the same, but there's also obviously big differences. I think people find that interesting and satisfying to watch, so I think that that also contributed to its success. So for this one, what you can take away is knowing that going with a trend or a well understood format is going to help you get people's attention and also get people involved in your story very quickly, which makes them more likely to watch the whole video and engage with it in some way. Moving on from the high school sweethearts check viral success, we keep scrolling, and again, a few thousand, couple hundred here and there, nothing wild. And the next big success we see is 158,000 views, and guess who's in the thumbnail? It's Dan. Anyway, again, probably a lot less impactful considering I'm not gonna include the audio from this, I don't think. If you're curious, it's the Never Ever Getting Rid of You song from Waitress. So just go look at my TikTok and you will get a sense of what this is. This, again, was a big trend that was going around along the kind of high school sweethearts check vein, but people were using this song to show a slideshow of photos of their relationship throughout the year. So it's kind of like with labels of what time it was and then a photo of here's what we look like now. So I just use that exact same format. The funny thing about this video is that I literally just saw it a couple times on my For You page and thought, oh, it'd be fun to make that. If you look at the beginning, I look so terrible in this little green screen photo because I had just got home from roller derby practice and I was like still sitting around, I hadn't showered yet, and I was like, oh, I'll make this TikTok. And then of course, it's one of my few videos that goes on the For You page. But I think that's kind of the magic of TikTok. It's not always the stuff that has the most effort put into it or the most thought out. It's just whatever happens to be interesting, relatable, and eye-catching at that moment. You can't always predict what that content is gonna be. So at the time, I just thought, oh, I'm gonna take part in this like fun trend that's going on, and then all of a sudden it's one of my most viewed videos. If you continue to scroll through, I briefly tried to do one of those things where you did a duet chain of yourself until you got famous or whatever. Well, I quit before I got famous, let's just be honest about that one. Then I did some travel videos that got a few hundred views, but nothing too interesting. My most recent video that obviously went on the For You page is this one that has 18,000 likes. And rather than watching it, I'll just tell you it's a quick video of me explaining how you can give fake email addresses to sales associates to spare them having to, not input an email when their manager's making them do that. So that comes from my Bath and Body Works days. But that's sort of widely relatable, the kind of tip or trick that would be interesting to millennials, Gen Zers, because we like to be nice to customer service workers, I guess. Finally, I'm gonna show you my most recent TikTok video. It did not go viral, but I just think it's funny.
I'm so scared. Go for it, hard, you gotta go hard.
That's the kind of quality content you can expect if you follow me on TikTok. All of this is to say, unfortunately, I don't think there is a super clear-cut formula for going viral or becoming famous on TikTok. However, just like on any other social media platform, there are a few guiding principles that you can use to craft your content in a way that is gonna make it widely appealing and engaging enough to go viral. These things are never guaranteed. It's just about trying to apply them and seeing how it goes, analyzing your results, and then shifting and trying to do better in the future. With TikTok in general, the advice I would give you is think about what are the trends. If you're making videos that have nothing to do with the current trends and memes on TikTok, you really are not gonna have a very good chance of being seen by people because that is a huge part of TikTok culture and what becomes popular. The more you see something and the more variations of something that you see, the funnier it becomes. So people feel like they're in on the joke. That's why these kind of trends and memes do so well on TikTok, so it's important to follow those. Also, it's important to think about if you are making some kind of original content similar to my like double chin tips video, how can you make it engaging or interactive in some way? Because if people are duetting or using your audio, that is gonna be very, very helpful to you in terms of getting on the For You page. And finally, don't be too planned or calculated about it. Sometimes the best TikToks happen when you've put the least amount of thought into them and it's just something that you kind of do for fun, or you're inspired to do it because you see other people making those kinds of TikToks too. So those are all the lessons that I've learned from my viral TikToks in 2019, and I'm gonna be taking them into the new year to hopefully make a few more in 2020. If you found this video helpful, then maybe you should go check out my tutorials on how to edit TikToks. you can check out this one. I think you will enjoy it. But before you go, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. I love to share tips about Instagram, podcasting, YouTube, and of course TikTok, and I wouldn't want you to miss a single one. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I hope that you are having adventures and following your dreams, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!